Hello and welcome to IABM TV. Today I'm delighted to be joined by John Miller, Senior Vice President of Sales Marketing at BeBop Technology. John, welcome to IABM TV. So John, can you start by telling me about BeBop Technology? What do you do and what's the company's heritage?
The company's heritage has always been building cloud infrastructures. We started off as a consulting company about 10 years ago. It was called DSP Consulting, which is after David Benson, who was co-founder of BeBop Technology. Probably about 4 years ago, we changed the name to BeBop Technology because we built a platform that moves all post-production, editorial, VFX, graphic workflows into the cloud.
That's great. So John, what is BeBop and how is it unique in the market?
BeBop is very unique in the marketplace because we deliver a user experience in cloud-based workflows unlike any other company. So we have built a number of tools and we have built a cloud infrastructure, or basically the BeBop OS, as we sometimes refer to it, that makes the user experience something very unique. When people are working in the cloud, it's a new experience. And for them, they want to have the same user experience as if they had a CPU sitting beside them in the data center or on a virtual machine, which what BeBop runs on, in a data center that's 1,000 miles away. And I can tell you over the last few months of this changing world we're in, the business has really exploded and the user experience is something that people are really taking and gravitating towards.
Can you provide me with some customer use cases, examples, both before and after the pandemic?
I think one of the great use cases we have is NHRA, which is the National Hot Rod Association. There's been a few publications that's been already out there. I think SVG has done one on that. And they started their journey about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and they moved 3 years of their library up into the cloud. And what they did with BeBop is, they had 8 editors and I think 3 graphic artists, and they transitioned themselves to working 100% in the cloud. And you got to imagine that, a racetrack like that, a racing company like that is going from city to city every month, and every week even. So we ended up shaving a lot of time off for them to get their footage into the cloud, get it edited, and get it ready for NHRA.TV, which is one of their weekly shows. And since the pandemic, we've probably turned on well over hundreds of virtual machines for customers. And what was interesting, our existing customer base didn't panic because they already had the cloud infrastructure built. And we had one customer, the NFL, was one of our customers, and they spun up close to 40 virtual machines within a week's time. So the customers who are new to us, they all took a little longer to get their machines and infrastructure built. But instead of taking months, we did it within days and weeks. So productions could continue.
So John, what are you seeing now in terms of customer volume? And also, how have companies been using BeBop in a work-from-home world?
Our business has grown hundreds of percentage points over the last 3 months. And a lot of people realize today that working from home, what they thought was impossible because of the infrastructure that was needed, is no longer the case. We have a lot of interesting use cases where people are coming to us where they're looking to break their leases because there's no need for that added cost. The geographical flexibility that they have now, not commuting to work, has become a big positive. And we even see people, or some of our customers are going where labor costs aren't as expensive. Some customers are going after tax credits, so they'll hire freelancers in different states so they can take advantage of tax credits. So it's really opened up people's eyes in terms of the geographical flexibility and the uniqueness that they have to run their business in a different way and save money. So it really becomes a different ROI when you start looking at, not having to support all that overhead.
Now, John, you mentioned some of your customers earlier, but what type of companies are BeBop's ideal customers?
Yeah, we have run a unique spectrum of customers. I mentioned we have the NFL, we have NHRA, NBC's been a customer of ours. We have the large enterprise customers, but we also have companies that are doing smaller type productions. And a good example is Argos Communications. They're based out of Mexico City. They're working out of a data center that's located in San Jose, California. And they're doing a lot of visual effects work. And they're using, we're bringing your own license model. So we have great partnerships with Autodesk has been a tremendous partner of ours, Autodesk, the Foundry. And they've been, and this has actually given them the ability, because they had editorial as well, but that was all done on-prem. Now they've actually opened up a few virtual machines, so they are now doing editorial work on Adobe Premiere remotely as well. So small production companies, interesting enough, a lot of education facilities have been reaching out to us over the last few months because they have they have to figure out a new way for themselves to be able to work. We have a lot of sports and venue type customers coming after us as well. So it really, there is no limitation on the customer BeBop can serve, whether it's large or small, because I said earlier, that geographical flexibility has opened up the ability for people to expand when they need to expand. And if times get slow, you can actually spin down some of the virtual environment that you have.
How does BeBop develop new product features, John?
Oh, we are very customer focused. And from day one, we've always been focused on the customer success. The feedback that we've been getting in terms of, how we should improve our products is really based on customer feedback with it. We have some unique products within the BeBop platform today, one being Rocket, which is our transport protocol that we developed ourselves. Our philosophy is if you're going to work in the cloud, you need a tool to ingest that media up to the cloud, and you should be paying for that. So it's included in our platform. We have another unique feature called OTS, which stands for over the shoulder. That lets you have an interactive session. Unlike going through a Zoom or a Skype, the virtual machines are all located in the same data center. So you can invite somebody into your session, you can share your screen, and you get a real-time creative decision process that can be taken care of right then and there. You can invite a producer or director into any of your sessions. So it's very unique, and we have a nice roadmap, especially since the volume that's come up and the way people want it to work.
You initially created something that didn't really exist before, but now it's in the market. So what have you learned?
Because of the heritage of the company and because of, I don't want to say expertise, but the knowledge that we've gained over the last 10 years of building cloud infrastructures, one thing we learned is that everything we've done is validated. Before disaster recovery and business continuity, if you look at some of our old webinars, we were promoting that, and we have a very unique way of doing it today, where customers can turn up a virtual environment, but then we can hibernate it in case you use it. And it's a fraction of the cost of what people have to do for disaster recovery today. But, we have had customers, and I mentioned this earlier, our existing customers, when the pandemic hit, they didn't have a panic. The new customers that came on board, when they listened to our workflow analysis, our expertise, it gave them a sense of calm that we were going to get this up and running in a timely fashion, and it was going to work. And I think that's one of the biggest proof points is we were working in virtual environments well before the influx of customers who, I don't want to say piecing together solutions, but they're coming to market sooner than they wanted to. We all knew we were all heading in this direction. We were at the forefront, I believe. And I think a lot of people have come out with solutions that are good enough, but we are now seeing customers sitting back, taking a deep breath and says, okay, what's my long-term solution? And they're reaching out to BeBop.
So finally, John, what is the BeBop pricing model and how can customers get it?
Yeah, so, BeBop pricing model. So we sell it as a subscription. And there's two models that we have. One, where most of our customers already have an existing cloud service provider. We support AWS, we support Microsoft, we support Google. And what we do is we open up an account, a sub account in their billing, So they pay for the cloud service providers, and we have a subscription per user. And then we have an organizational subscription that orchestrates the entire cloud infrastructure, as well as our MCP, which is our back-end analytics and reporting tools. So if people are looking to buy it, you can just go to BeBopTechnology.com. There's a couple portals there that you can reach out to sales. We also have just launched a 48-hour free trial in Mumbai, US East, US West, Amsterdam, Montreal. So if people want to get the BeBop user experience, there's a way to get a free trial for that as well.
Okay. Well, John, thank you very much for joining us today.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I love everything IABM does.
That's great. You're very welcome, John. It's great to have you guys on board as IABM members. You can find out more about everything we've discussed with John today at BeBopTechnology.com.